I got this amazing swag, this incredible assortment of pens at the Philadelphia Pen Show very recently, and I did an amazing video, I think, amazing, with the infamous Pierre Gustafson, who I'm running into a lot more lately and probably will be a little bit more. In fact, I know I will be. I'm going to be going to the California Pen Show, and I know that he will be too. And we're going to see a bunch of people. Craig Rockanova's one. I hope that I'll be running into Otto Yang. He's going to be at the show, certainly. He's a great guy. I mean, we've had a tremendous connection on pens and nibs for a few years now, and we haven't actually met, and I really am quite looking forward to meeting him. I really hope to soon. And I got some amazing pens in Philadelphia, and I want to share them with you. These are little scribbles I did with these pens at a coffee shop not far away. And it's funny because I keep doing this. I keep hearing about people who say, God, that's actually a lot of music, isn't it? We'll make it a little bit more, there you go, relaxed for the people. But I keep hearing about people who have stories who say, oh, or stories that say, I went to work one day with an old pen and it struck up a conversation. They were excited and whatever, or not even an old pen, maybe a new one, but it was a fountain pen. It was a little different. And I'm kind of surprised that, try as I might, I never run into these situations where people are really so excited about sharing anything. It's like the Kitty Genovese story. Look it up. It's creepy. But, here's the land of steady habits here in Connecticut. In good old Connecticut. So nobody makes a fuss. Nobody says anything. They just kind of live their lives. They leave you be. It's kind of goofy. But anyway, these pens are amazing. And I had this basic theme of trying to talk a little bit about what makes them so remarkable. Why I got them. Why did I get these pens? What's behind them? What's the story? So I'll kind of go into them a little bit. This is 3 very different pens. Even if they're not even in some ways that different, they're all tremendously different. And they are. You'll see why in moments. I swear. All right. Now, the first pen that I'm going to show you, I'm just showing too much of this writing, but it went well. In fact, I think that's the pen I want to show you. Yeah, it is. That I want to start with. This is a pen that wasn't even that expensive when it was made. It's a nice slow shot of zooming into nothing. Here are the pens in question. Rower. That's Wolfie. This one I've shown already because I couldn't wait to show it. And this is the one we're going to start with right here. Right there. This is a very early 20s Sheaffer, probably from about 1921. Really simple pen. Number 2 nib. In fact, I'll show you briefly a little ad for this thing if I can pop it up. There it is. It's not an ad, but it's actually from the catalog. It's this thing. Right there. Not a lot to look at, but it's the 2C. It was $2.75 in 1921. And that worked out to $44.40 in today's money, people. Roughly. So it wasn't cheap, but it was good. It was a quality product. It was made well. It was made not too far away from where actual real people really lived. got a little bit of fade to it, but it's a great pen. Simple but elegant. See if we can make something that looks like anything here. This is a great pen. Now the feed, I don't know if it needs adjusting. It might. Yeah, that's a nice. There you go. This is a great pen. I got this from a venerable, brilliant author of a very well-known fountain pen book. Changing my orientation here, not just how I'm sitting. Great pen. Yeah, I'm going to be going to California, I hope, to see a whole bunch of people. Craig Roccanova is one who's going to be really marvelous. He's doing a lot of great work, you know. Keeping these pens and this ephemera alive and in great shape and sharing them with the world. He's doing some nice things with that, which is great. And of course, Pierre is sharing some of what he has in his collection with him because he wants it to be appreciated, loved, preserved, shared with the world. It's wonderful. I mean, there is so much to these stories. Yeah. So this is the Sheaffer from about 1921. It's the, what is it? The 2C, I think? Is that what it is? Yeah, the 2C. There you go. This is cute. I love it. So we get to go to the next one. I mean, how fun are these, right? Come on. You know, and the thing is, people get scared. They get scared of vintage fountain pens because they're like, oh, they require all this work. They're like, no, they don't. They need, look, they're simple. Imagine having a great vintage car, like a 1956 Porsche 356 Speedster, right? Amazing car, but wow, you know, it's a lot of money. You've got to repair it. You've got to, you know, maintain it. It's phenomenal, but my God, is that an investment? Good Lord. This is a lot cheaper. This is Wolfie. Now you're saying to yourself, what is Wolfie? What's going on here? Well, this is a pen from, I don't know, 1938 at the earliest. And it's a Waterman's 32, but it didn't have, well, the clip isn't there. So the thinking is that perhaps someone got clever and said, you know what, I want to replace the clip with this wolf head. It's silver, I believe. This pen was found in Istanbul. It's beautifully made. Look at the teeth. You can actually see teeth in this thing. Roar! I'm beautifully made. But I'm oddly lovable. I'm your little dog. But I'm a wolf. Rawr. Anyway. Nicola Pang, the Nicola Pang, great calligrapher, hilarious deep sea fisher fellow person. I'm not a fellow deep sea fishing person, but he's a deep sea fishing fellow. Anyway, very funny and clever and smart. He said, "Oh, that thing has an artist nib? Yeah, it does. It actually does. It's crazy. It's incredible. Long and thin tines. I'm going to put the cap on here. Great, great pen. It's an amazing writer. These nibs were definitely delicate, beautifully wrought. They're not meant to be flexed too much, but they definitely flex easily and considerably. It's an interesting nib. They're really nice. Look how long those tines are. It's a great writer. This is a special pen. I don't usually go for pens that have a number of different things about them from how they were originally, but this is an amazing pen. Yeah, this is a great pen. I don't usually talk about people I get pens from, but let me just say this. This is someone who does an amazing job of tuning them. I mean, really understands how they're supposed to write. Look at the performance of this thing. It's part of why I write so quickly with them. It's just because they perform so well that they should be able to do this. I mean, it's inviting to do this. It's not even that I have to. It's just simply that I want to. It's amazing. I mean, this nib is ridiculous. Yeah, what a great pen. This is crazy. I actually have to... Yeah, this is a great... I don't want to stop writing with this thing. This is amazing. Wow. There you go. It's crazy. I don't want to stop writing with this pen. This is phenomenal. Yeah, this is amazing. You know, and again, you know, how can I say no? You know, this is not even typically the kind of pen I would go for, but it's just stunning. That nib is ridiculous. And Wolfie. It's Wolf. Rawr. It was so sweet when I did that video with Pierre. He was like, well, you know, like I was talking about how sensitive and delicate this nib is. Ultimately, you want to be careful with it. You don't want to over flex it or apply too much pressure or use it at the wrong angle or anything. And I was talking about how simply posting it and that the weight of the silver wolfie at the end helped to lift the pen off the page so you could write more easily. And I was like, this is just a brilliant thing. And Pierre said, well, let Wolfie remind you, let that be a lesson to you or something like that. It was cute, but he was right. It's just a good idea. It's a good it's a good perspective to have. And I know I've had a sneak video with this pen, but I fell in love with this. I've got to share it yet again. And whoop. I didn't have, by the way, any catalog information or anything about that last pen, unfortunately. I did some research. I did some looking around. I haven't found anything about it. It was a quality but inexpensive pen. But this one I know I've already shown. But it's just lovely. I love the pattern. I love the look of it. For a collector, it's not the most rare or unusual or amazing pen, but it's a nice pen. I think they would all say, yeah, that's a nice pen. But, it's not it's not rare or anything. But it's a nice pen. And it's an upside down pen. I did that actually because I wanted to show you the engraving, the personalization. It's a spaceship in the form of a pen, but that's what I wanted to show you. It's actually upside down, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it is. That's why I had it upside down before. Anyway, that's a neat engraving. I think it's really cool. And it's just a lovely writer. It really is. And it's one of those pens where at first, and by the way, the nib is not really clean. It's just a real burnished, natural-looking nib. But it's from about 1908 or so. It could be a little bit newer. It could be as recent as 1912. Somewhere around there. But it's a great, great writer. Oh, and I've got to show you a little catalog thing. Here we go. This is a great, great nib. Yeah, this is a great nib. I love it. I'm getting the hang of this thing. I really am. This is a great pen. This nib is great. It's pretty. It writes beautifully. Look how fine the fine is. The thin. The thin. So nice. Part of why I write quickly is because, as I said, it's about the performance of the pen. It's how it flows. And I want to perform with this pen. This is a great pen. People get scared of vintage, and they shouldn't. They're like, oh my god, stuff could possibly be not working properly. All right, so get it working properly. Even if you can't do it, pay for it. There's somebody who's worth supporting who does it. I mean, it's brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to be going to California in a few weeks. Really looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing people there. Of course, seeing the pens, the history. I'm going to be bringing a few things to maybe to show people to have fun with, writing with. Because, I'm a user and a collector. People are always like, it's only about the nib, or it's only about the clip, or, it's like, come on, it's kind of all of that and more. I was going to show you a little snippet of an ad I found with Waterman saying that they were based in Seymour, Connecticut. That's 2 towns away from where I lived, where I grew up. I feel a real connection with that. And with Gary Lehrer, who lived in the next town over in the other direction from where Watermans were made. And I got to visit him at his house, and we looked at some pen profits, the Waterman's newsletter from the 1920s, and found one from December of 1924 in England that showed the first example of a Waterman's ripple that I've ever seen, that either of us had seen, or rather it was the earliest mention we'd seen. And it was still called Modeled. This sort of connection. There's so much more to it than this. So much more I want to share with all of you folks. But anyway, that's my little report from here. Enjoy these 3 very different pens and pens like them. Don't be afraid of vintage. They're phenomenal. Talk to somebody who knows something about these things. It's okay. These folks will not bite your head off. All right? It's worth it. It's a lot of fun. Take care. Enjoy. Happy writing. Happy drawing. Happy mark making.